So, if I were to list things that I didn't have on my bingo card for 2025 living in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, an earthquake would probably be near the top of that list. But as we live and breathe, here on May 10th, right around it is now 9:30, just a few minutes ago, we started hearing some rumbling. Thought it was a landslide or something coming near our house. But then the house started shaking. It probably shook for about, I don't know, somewhere around 10 seconds or so. But we were thoroughly confused. We were in the middle of facilitating our training, and we had to take a 5-minute break there just to kind of recollect and see what was going on. And sure enough, I started looking it up and found out that there was an earthquake reported, a 4.1 magnitude earthquake near Greenback, Tennessee, and it was felt right here in Gatlinburg.
Well, East Tennessee will see hundreds of earthquakes each year, but they are usually a 3-point magnitude and barely felt. So this is certainly a rare occurrence for us here in East Tennessee and could possibly go down as in the top 5 strongest magnitude earthquakes we've seen in quite some time. Going back to December 2018, that was a 4.4 magnitude earthquake felt. So it's been many years since we've seen an earthquake of this magnitude occur in East Tennessee. And of course, Sam, we've been hearing that people in areas even very far from East Tennessee felt this, and it was just a shock to everyone.
Absolutely. I know you have some friends in Atlanta that felt it.
Correct.
We've also been getting different emails from viewers, and they have said that they felt it all over East Tennessee. Again, that originated in Greenback, Tennessee. We know it was about 12 and a half miles southeast of Greenback, but we've had viewers write in, email in, call in. Our phones have been ringing off the hook saying that they felt it in Farragut. They felt it in all different places all over. We are currently trying to talk to different emergency management agencies to try and see what the responses looked like in different communities.
Yeah, Sam. And of course, if any of you have any footage of this rattling, Sam and I we were right here and we looked at each other. We couldn't believe what was occurring. We honestly didn't really know. Going back to, again, the fact that this is very rare and could go down as one of the top 5 strongest earthquakes felt in East Tennessee, with the strongest dating back to the strongest latest one being a 4.4 magnitude back in December 2018. It's not too uncommon for earthquakes to occur around here, but to this magnitude, it is rare. And as Sam and I have mentioned, we're hearing reports really from much further than East Tennessee of people seeing shaking and vibrations. I don't believe at this magnitude that there will be any damage to report, or at least we can hope so. But there are tons of people out right now. We can take a look at some of our cameras later on, but here's a shake map, right, Sam?
Yes, this is a shake map. Now there is another graphic also. It's a little hard to see with it that small, but there you can see that earthquake originating in Greenback, and that blue is showing how it was felt around the area. So as you can see, quite a big range of coverage. Again, that was a 4.1 earthquake. We did initially report that it was 3.5, but the USGS has updated it to a 4.1 magnitude earthquake.
But I will admit, this was a pretty scary thing, man. When I started hearing that roar, I had no idea what it was. In the first couple seconds, I thought it was just thunder. And then as it persisted, I was like, that's definitely not thunder. And then to top that off, the roar got louder, and then the shaking began. While it only lasted for 10 seconds, you know how it's like when you're maybe in a car accident or something like that. It seems like things are moving slower. That was the same sort of situation. The shaking felt much longer than it actually was. Probably just 10 seconds worth of shaking, and then the roaring just kept on going. So I will admit, when it was happening, having not been through an earthquake before, the unknown portion of it was pretty scary. But just in general, it was a pretty scary situation. Just to kind of give you a gauge on how it was felt here, on top of what I've already said, both the girls were still sleeping when this occurred. One of them, Keegan, woke up and ran out of her room and was like, hey, the stuffed animals are falling, what's going on? And JC just kind of slept through it. So that should give you a pretty good idea of what we felt and experienced here. So if you're in the area and just felt the ground shake or the building shake that you were in, or you heard a big roar or a rumble, yeah, it was an earthquake. Like I said earlier, we were sitting here, house started shaking, that we heard the big roar. The roar happened before the shake, and then a while after we felt the shake. So for the next like maybe 30 seconds to a minute after we felt the initial shock, we were still hearing that roar as time went on for the next 30, 45 seconds, something to that effect. Our girls, they have these big nets where they hold the stuffed animals. These things were falling down. It was kind of crazy. It was our first earthquake, so we didn't even know what was going on. We were calling friends around the area and was like, "Hey, did you guys feel that? What's going on?" And then finally, I got on the internet and went to USGS and found that indeed there was an earthquake reported in there. And my initial thought was, man, this is rare to have happened here. Was not aware that East Tennessee was a place that experienced earthquakes regularly, but indeed we do. We hadn't experienced anything that I was aware of since we moved here in 2021, but in the past, there has been years where multiple earthquakes were felt in the area. Nothing major, of course, but, twos or threes. This 4.1 quake seems to be one of the bigger ones recently. But I found this story here on WBIR, and I was going to share that with you guys and just get some information about the area and about the rate and frequency that we receive earthquakes here in East Tennessee. So check this out.
Greatest concentration of small earthquakes that we have anywhere in East Tennessee.
Did you feel it? It's a question we have been asking a lot as another small earthquake hits in East Tennessee. The latest, a 2.3 magnitude quake, happened southwest of Maryville. This is one of 8 small earthquakes to hit the Maryville and Vonore region this year.
And while experts say that anything below 2.5 magnitude earthquake generally doesn't cause damage, people are still asking why they're happening and if they should be concerned. So I took those concerns to a geologist. Earthquakes keep on happening in Maryville and the region to the southeast, but the question is why? As far as the San Andreas Fault out west, plates are crashing into each other, and that's the cause. But when it comes to the east,
We do not know exactly why we have earthquakes here at all.
in East Tennessee, Maryville and Vonore are the areas where the most earthquakes occur. In 2018, in this highlighted area, from the beginning of the year to the middle of March, we saw 8 earthquakes. And this year, in that same time period, we've seen 2 more. So the question is, will they just continue to happen?
No, they could die off and have nothing for 5 years.
Dr. Thatcher says people could just be more aware of these earthquakes because they can hear them now. So what's making that loud boom?
Caused by movement on a fault, and the fault is producing noise.
He says at one point they thought collapsing caves were to blame for the sound, but that theory wasn't supported by any evidence.
One large earthquake, 5 to 6, releases more energy than all the 2s that we've had in a year or so.
So should you be worried? According to Dr. Thatcher, he says you shouldn't, but if we were seeing consistent 4+ magnitude earthquakes, that would be out of the norm. And if you're thinking that a magnitude 4 isn't much bigger than a 2, this is the difference. From a magnitude 2 to 3 earthquake, there's 30 times the amount of energy released. From 2 to 4, it's 900 times the energy, and so on.
I don't have any idea as to predictability. That's the problem.
And Dr. Thatcher also says rain doesn't really have anything to do with it. It's just random occurrence of earthquakes over time.
If anything happens from here on out, anything newsworthy, anything significant, we'll definitely come back here and let you guys know. But as for now, if you're in the area, just keep in mind you may experience some aftershocks, especially if you're staying up in the mountains. I know that could probably be a scary thing, but also keep in mind nothing significant so far. Not expecting anything significant with the aftershock. So stay safe out there. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.